All right, so today what we're going to be talking about is how to actually uh, graph linear equations in multiple different ways using different types of the slope form. Okay, so up to this point we've been working primarily with y equals mx plus b, which we know as the slope-intercept form. All right, and in the last video we talked about how to graph those and how to solve to get it into this particular point. So we have two other forms today that we're going to be talking about. The first is standard form, and the other one is point slope form. All right, so by the end of the video, you guys will know how to use these two forms in addition to the slope-intercept form to graph linear equations. All right, so the first one we're going to talk about is standard form, which is the ax plus by equals c, where a, b, and c are numbers. Okay, so we could have 3x plus 4y equals 10. Okay, all right, so how we solve this is we can actually use this particular idea to find the x and y intercepts and then graph. So our problem right now is we have 3x plus 4y equals 8. So we need to find the y-intercept first. All right, so in order to do that, we actually need to set x equal to 0. So we can actually plug 0 in for x. All right, so then our equation will look like this. Okay, from here we can solve for y. So that 3 times 0 is going to go away, so then we're going to be left with 4y equals 8. And then solve for y, divide each side by 4, get y equals 2. So what that means is on the y-axis, you will be plotting a point on 2, also known as 0, 2, as a coordinate pair. All right, so then once we have our y-intercept, we need to find our x-intercept. It's a similar idea as finding the y-intercept, but instead of setting x equal to 0, we're going to set y equal to 0. Okay, so then we're going to solve. That 4 times 0 goes away, so then we're left with 3x equals 8, which is then, you divide both sides by 3. 8 over 3 is then 2 and 2/3, which is on my x coordinate is going to be where we're going to plot it. So in other words, the coordinate pair is going to be 2 and 2/3, 0. All right, so after we do all that, we're actually going to then graph it. All right, so your graph would look something like this. So we have 0, 2, which is my y-intercept, and 2 and 2/3, 0, which is my x-intercept. Draw a line between these 2 points, and there you go. All right, so here's another example. We have 5x plus 2y equals negative 10, and we want to use x and y intercepts. All right, so I'm just going to get you started on this, and then just right here on the graph. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to try and find my x-intercept and my y-intercept. So I'm going to find my y-intercept first. So I need to set x equal to 0 in my equation. So then I'm going to have 5 times 0 plus 2y equals negative 10. This goes away. Divide both sides by 2 because we're solving for y. And y is going to equal negative 5. So my coordinate pair is going to look like 0, negative 5. So I'm going to go 0, negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, then I'm going to do the same thing for my x-intercept. So I'm going to set y equal to 0. So then I'm going to have 5x plus 2 times 0 equals negative 10. Get rid of this. Divide both sides by 5 because we're solving for just x. And then my x is going to be negative 2. So then my coordinate pair will be negative 2, 0. Go over negative 2, 0. Draw a line between these 2 points. Not a very good line on my end. Arrows on both ends, and there you go. You have your linear equation. All right. All right. So the next one we're going to be using is the point slope form. And point slope form, remember, is that y. I'll rewrite it for you. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Now, a couple different things that you're going to notice in this. We have our slope, which is m. All right, we also have something else in this particular equation. We have this crazy x1 and this x1, or this y1 and this x1. The x1 and y1 is actually a coordinate pair that the line goes through. Okay? So, in this problem up here, we have y minus 4 equals 3 times quantity x minus 2. We want to find the slope and the point of intersection, this point. Okay, so first of all, we're going to look at our slope. That's the easiest one. And we're going to see that our slope is right here. So it's 3. All right, the next thing we're going to do is find my point of intersection. So I have this right here and this right here. Now, what you need to notice is that in my original equation, we are subtracting the numbers, which means that we are not talking a negative 2 and a negative 4. We're just talking a 2 and a 4 because of the subtraction signs that are in the original one. So our answer, our point of intersection, would be 2, 4. Okay? All right, so let's do another example. So we have, write the equation for the line that passes through negative 1, 5 and has a slope of negative 4. Well, the first thing, the easiest part, is to figure out which equations on here have the slope of negative 4. Think about it. If you said A or B, you're correct. So C cannot be 1 and D cannot be 1. So we can just cross those out right away. All right, so then we also need to figure out negative 1, 5. Well, we have to think about our original equation. If it's a negative 1, what would my equation look like? It would look like minus negative 1, which can be turned into a positive. So which one has a positive 1 in their equation? B. Does it also have a positive 5? Yes. So B would be my answer. All right, now, how would you graph this? All right, you could actually look at which one passes through the point. So in this case, which one passes through point 2, 1? And which one has a slope of 1/2? So we got to look on here and see, okay, which one has a, which one goes through the point 2, 1? All right, so we have to go over 1, 2, up 1. Nope. Go over 1, 2, up 1. Yep, make sure that my slope is true. So if I were to go down, if I were to rise 1 and run 2, would it match up? So I rise 1, I run 2. Yep. Go down 1, run the opposite way 2. Yep. So B would be my answer. All right, so last but not least, what I'd like you to do in your notebook is write the equation in point slope form for the line that passes through the points -1, -5, and 2, 7. Now remember, they're not giving us a slope, so we need to find our slope first and then write the equation. All right, so have this done for me and I in the next class and we will be good to go. All right, thanks guys.